We took it that way. Here's a solo. You got a cover of a magazine or something.
16 magazine.
Yeah, so I was thinking.
Really?
Some of these are taken upside down, I guess. Stop. Sorry.
The next generation of militants are going through.
Boring. Why not?
Because it's Sunday morning.
Yeah. It's a beautiful issue. I'm really interested as to why it might be too much for you to do. I just saw the first issue for the first time last night.
But something so topical has no.
I know, but it doesn't have any relation
afterlife.
to these guys either.
Why not? It'll become something else. Don't you think?
Well, I'd rather
We don't have to talk
something
about
else than in that case.
Yeah, but Steve, you don't have to talk. It's everyone talk.
Yeah, but that's...
What do you want to
Cover
start with?
myself, my dear.
He wants to cover himself? Steve, come back and you say, what do you want to start with?
Where's Bob?
You want to do some video reality?
And a real community, and you all support each other tremendously. Unless you'd rather talk about something like it's Sunday. I mean, it's okay with me, but...
Well, the weather has been very interesting today, I think, because it was raining a little bit this morning, and now it's not.
So you took your sunglasses off.
Gosh, well, Jim Crusoe draws a lot of the people that would come see Ann Waldman and that I know of, but he also draws a large number of his students and the people he's known because he used to run the reading series a long time ago. So he's got this whole backlog of fans and friends who will show up to see him, whereas someone like Stephen, who just read there, has to rely on word of mouth and things like that. So.
Okay, so what kind of response did Steve get? What
kind of response did he get?
Yeah, did the crowd show up?
It was a medium-sized crowd. Yeah, it was a good crowd, a good quality crowd, and they liked it very much, of course.
Are all the crowds that warm? You know,
No, that was a very.
There were a lot of the students there.
Old friends and students. And
Jim has been around there for a long time, so.
And his work sort of like, you know, it like lets you be warm. It's so friendly and
Full of love, I thought.
yeah, and kind and all that stuff.
Well, what did Steve's? What kind of response did Steve's get?
Totally opposite of that.
Oh.
It's really great.
It was a journal entry.
Did you write it down just like that, as a journal?
No, I cut it a little, but it was
Gee.
mostly just journal writing.
Oh, great.
Was it written over a long time, or?
No, I was talking to Dennis one time, and he said, explain to me why you take speed or something, and so
Yeah.
I tried to write an explanation.
I've never seen a confrontation like that with it before. I mean, ooh, I better not name any names. Because there's some people who use it extensively, and it's like they do a lot of talking and working around it, but they don't address it directly.
Well, all that Farragut stuff he's all every day.
Well, he addresses it, but he doesn't confront it. He uses it as part of the landscape, pretty much.
Yeah, that's true.
And, I mean, he's like become a living monument to it.
It's too much for the audience to take, I think. It's so much information over it. Just as
Any poetry is hard work to listen to these days if you're not speaking the same kind of really checkered small phrases that television uses.
Each poet doesn't get very much time. I don't know about, for me, I like having a little more time to sort of like set a mood before I leave.
You were thinking of keeping bad brains out and just building it up.
Oh God. That gets fun.
Yeah, it was pretty exhausting. I think we're used to listening to ourselves and to each other, but an audience just, and none of our work is light, you know, it takes concentration. I think the audience was really stretched. I'm glad you had a break, because I think a lot of people had left.
I changed that in the middle because we were going to have a break, and then I realized, like, after listening to 3 people, everyone is going to leave.
Yeah.
So you just have to keep them there a bit longer. I've had a lot of writing teachers.
So what do the good writing teachers give you that the good writers might not be getting? Special quality of teaching? Or? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, it's the ability to be empathic and to mirror the student, because the best teacher is just a mirror. You know, well, it's like one of those dark blue mirrors where, is that true in Capote's story where they have it's a dark blue mirror where artists used to, when they were tired of gazing at the landscape, they would look into the dark blue mirror to rest their eyes. So it's that kind of idea.
and what was
Sometimes, a lot of times, teaching is an end to itself. There are people who love to teach, and they're good teachers at one thing or another. And there are people who are good writers, I taught poetry to kids and poets in the schools for a long
Is
time.
it 12 o'clock yet?
No.
20 minutes.
What happens at 12?
And there are lots of poets in that program. Some of them are really good teachers, and they concentrate on being good teachers, and they don't concentrate so much on the work, and it's okay for them. But for me, I want to do good work, and then if I can teach on the side, that's fine sometimes, but I don't want, it's not my occupation.
Is teaching all economic? You know, like artists always have this look themselves at teaching jobs, or is it really this?
It's one way to make money.
Is it also a community thing, kind of like you can build a community if you don't find yourself in one, it's not enough of a community that teaches.
So you're writing.
Well, I was then, but I haven't been lately. But I want to try and write prose, but it's real hard.
Really? Because I noticed that a lot of your poems are like very prose-like.
Hey,
Got one of the band members creeping along
Yeah,
outside.
open the door deal for us?
shall we knocks?
No.
No, surprise him. Shine that light in his face.
Hi. Hi, Gary.
Welcome to the forum.
We're videoing, so come and
Take a little
listen.
space over there, Gary.
Because poetry is like any other art form. You can do anything you want with it, and if people want to reflect life, or they want to explore the unconscious or the conscious or anything, that's one poet's idea of what they want to do. But there are poets who want to reflect popular culture and do only that, or they want to just use words in a specific way. And I mean, poetry is not the expulsion of the soul or anything.
There are great poems that have nothing to do with the soul or the person writing them. They have to do with the language.
Yeah, poetry isn't like that anymore. There are poets like that, but poetry is as open as any other art field.
Mm-hmm.
When
Well,
you
I was
say-
thinking even being
I'm interested in it because I wasn't really raised with religion, and I like how colorful it is, and I don't know. And I used to go into art museums, and all that stuff really fascinated me. And I was scared to go into art museums because they had all those weird pictures of Christ, and there were these little holes in his head, and blood was coming out, and you could see these individual little tears, and there was this cute guy, and they kept doing awful things to him. I don't know.
So where did you go instead?
What museum is that?
I was only there for the first review, but I was watching my friends and I was thinking, why isn't this working? Why aren't they reading well? Why are people responding? I'm really going to work hard. I'm really going to read well when I get up there. And then I got up there and I couldn't read well. It just didn't work. Nothing connected. And I don't know what was wrong.
Well, I thought I read fine.
I wish I could. I wish I had it down to a science, but it's real
It's very mysterious to be here like this.
odd. Yeah.
Should have asked yourself why.
This is like,
Yeah, well, that's what I want to know where...
that's a real fundamental question of life, I think.
I like.
It is Sunday.
Yeah.
It's fun for me because I'm just thinking, well, gee, in 10 years if this is around, it'd be fun to look and see what we said we thought in those days.
It's a lot like snapshots. It's really what it's for. It's kind of what you
Can
like
I
and
ask
you
you a
do.
question, Amy? Because she has to leave soon, and I have a couple questions I want to ask her. Like, were the poems in Yonder written before the poems in Christie's Alpine Inn, or were they
Yeah.
just like, that's... Well, I know that one came out before the other. Jesus Christ.
Did you get Steve?
It's a great
question.
No, the reason why I'm asking is because, like, I paid as much attention to your work as I pay to anyone else's, or actually a lot more. And I noticed that, because like, I'm really interested in how you approach your work.
Now it's getting lively.
And
Are you a full shot or a head shot?
I vary.
You do a full shot for Amy to get her.
being a fan,
Well, I like your work too.
I am. So I thought that like I noticed a big difference that in Christie's Alpine Inn, everything seemed like a lot sharper, you know. It was like in yonder, there's like this sort of like haze that you're seeing everything through, but in Christie's Alpine Inn, you were like really seeing things really clearly and stuff. I thought it was really interesting. I really liked it a lot.
That's a good question, Ed.
Okay, wait a second. If you're looking at each
At
other,
this point, I would ordinarily bring out like one of her poems and read it or something.
go to it.
There's like stuff like that all the time. He gets out Bob's book and he says, "You read this book, The Kiss Man?" I'm like, "Yeah, I read it." He's like, "This is the greatest. You gotta read this. Wait, listen to this." You know, so that's.
I don't like it anymore. No, but no, so
You don't have that. Ed hates my group, and that doesn't bother me.
it's not that I hate your group any more than I hate any other group.
Right, I know.
It's just, you know, you happen to hate your group and I happen to hate it, so.
Well, I'm in love and I don't see my friends very much. I'm moving to New York and I won't be seeing my friends anymore after I move to New York.
Why are you moving to New York?
Because I'm really sick of it here. I've lived here all my life and I've just had it. I'm bored and I'm numb and I want out.
What's going to happen to the
You know, but I also want a real big challenge. I mean, you know, I have everything here. I feel very comfortable here and I want to be comfortable for a while.
Yeah, I live in New York for those reasons. Because you're very comfortable and very...
Yeah, I want to be very upset.
That's why the rest of us move in. This is because I want to.
I'm already upset.
It's already there.
Sort of want to. I like the space here. I like space.
California thing.
No, no way. I didn't mean it in the space, man. I mean space, like room to move around. I like being able to.
There's no sky in that.
I like driving. I like.
Where's two? You go to the top of the Empire State
I appreciate it much more in New York. Yes, Steve?
Don't jump the turnstile on the subways.
I did that. Well, I
I've seen people
doubled
do
up in this cop.
It's not worth the risk. You can hurt your legs.
What's a token? So,
Life, and New York seems to be the most urban possible lives. And for me, the only place I ever want to live is Los Angeles or New York right now. And because I have lots of friends in New York. And
Well, New York is already like an abandoned backlot from a Depression era movie. So, especially now that we have Depression, it's like everything's working in a certain way in New York. But it's becoming hysterical now. That's why I don't want to be in New York anymore. It's just like being
I've heard that
a
from
movie of
several-
the Depression.
where would you rather be?
Here.
Dennis has a
Very close.
Look at that.
Yeah.
California, I like San Francisco more.
I never liked San Francisco.
Not,
Why? Ugh.
not politically, just geographically.
yeah,
Not
geographically.
socially or culturally, just geographically.
That makes sense.
No more cable cars.
The weather.
But I went to New York for 2 weeks and just had a great time. But I don't think I'm ready to live there.
What were you? Did you guys all read in New York together? Is that the
Amy
last
and I
trip?
read together, and Dennis had readings.
What was the response like? You know, was it different than audiences here?
Oh, yeah.
Read and-
Yeah, I don't know if that's necessarily true.
As opposed to other things where you'd be part of like, if you're in a business, would you be part of a corporation or, you know, it's like
You can tell. I mean, there are ways to tell. Like how often you're getting published, or how often you get fan letters, or whether you're going to get a book published, or whether people like it, or whether your readings are well attended, or whether people at your readings like your readings. I mean, it's just like anything else.
I think you really have to be fooling yourself if you're not getting any praise, or if you're not getting any recognition by at least friends and peers and people you respect. You have to know that you're not doing well. We all know that we do well when we do well. When we do well, we know we do well. It's a sense of satisfaction that you feel. And I think, if you don't feel that, there's really no sense in doing it. It's really a challenge, and it's really painful because it's a lot of flops. And when something succeeds, that is a real sense of satisfaction, which I think is not different from anybody in anything they do.
Today looks much like the rest. Simple. A handy kind of a day. A meat and potatoes day. The bright buildings of the past are launched upward into an unrumpled sky, ordinary beyond our wildest dreams. Personality takes off into the blue. No mail today. Things, everything groping towards us like 3D. Oranges as orange as crayons. A moldy piece of bread. Jump. And the birds will sing, sing, sing. I can almost understand a day like this. My troubles seem so puny. Delicious day, I will eat you up like a mountain of white cake, chunk by chunk. I've got new shoelaces. My feet slip into my shoes over and over again. So easy, everything pleasing me, sliding down my throat, those soft-boiled eggs, the way I slide into this day. Crack, that's what I mean. Crack, the way a baseball smacks a bat, and thump, the way it snuggles into a mitt. A day is as a day does, and this day, like the rest, is leaving, and everything grows sleepy. The sun rises to a place in the sky and leaves, and behind it leaves a blind spot, the purple sun, blooming, cut down and tossed like a bouquet. Congratulations, everything.